Alright, so get this. Way back when, deep in the heart of an ancient forest, where the trees whispered forgotten secrets and the moss held imprints from ages past, there was this tiny, super cozy cabin. Its windows, glowing faintly in the twilight, were like eyes watching nature's never-ending dance. The cabin itself, deep in the woods, where those tall, centuries-old trees stretched their branches to the sky like veins feeding ancient mysteries. It looked like it just grew right out of the earth. Its walls were covered in moss, and the grass-covered roof was perfectly camouflaged among all the surrounding foliage. Inside, it was warm and inviting, the smell of wood smoke mixed with the scent of dried herbs hanging from the ceiling. This is where two young folks lived. Alice, a girl with eyes the color of forest lakes, and her twin brother Liam, whose gaze was as deep and mysterious as the shadows dancing between the trees. Their cabin wasn't just a home, it was a place where the line between reality and magic was almost invisible. One night, when the moon was high in the sky, casting a silvery glow on the forest, Alice woke up to this weird sound. It wasn't the wind, not rustling leaves, but something way deeper, something that vibrated through the very ground. She walked over to the window, her heart pounding in her chest, and through the mist swirling between the trees, she saw it. It was a giant flower, glowing like 100 fireflies, its petals unfolding like the wings of some unknown bird, and its scent was sweet and intoxicating, promising oblivion. Liam, feeling the unusual energy, woke up too. He joined his sister at the window, and they both, totally mesmerized, stared at the giant flower, which seemed alive, pulsating. "We have to go to it," Alice whispered, her voice barely audible, like a whisper of the wind. Liam nodded, his eyes just as captivated as hers. They stepped out of the cabin, and the cold night forest met them. Every step was a step into the unknown. Their feet sank into the moss, and the tree branches brushed their hair, as if trying to hold them back, to warn them of danger. But they couldn't stop. The giant flower pulled them towards it, its light like a beacon in the darkness. As they got closer, the flower started to change. Its petals swirled, forming a spiral, and in the center, a figure began to appear. It was made of light and shadow, its outlines blurry, but they could feel its presence. This figure began to sing, and its voice was like a million bells, ringing in harmony, penetrating the very depths of their souls. Alice and Liam stood there, spellbound, their minds open to this new reality. They felt old memories come alive, and the future unfold before them. The singing figure stretched out a hand to them, and in its palm appeared a small, shining stone. "This is the stone of truth," a voice echoed through the forest. "It will show you the way, but remember, every truth has its price." Alice carefully took the stone, and at that very moment the figure vanished, and the giant flower folded in on itself, leaving behind only a faint aroma. The twins stood alone in the forest, the stone of truth in their hands, and in their hearts, a feeling of wonder and fear. They knew their lives would never be the same. The forest became a place of revelation for them, and the cabin, a repository of new secrets. And so began their journey to discover the world's mysteries. They studied ancient books, talked to forest spirits, and every day they discovered something new. The stone of truth was their guide. It showed them the path to knowledge, but also tested their courage and faith. They understood that this journey would be long, but they were ready for it, because deep down, they knew this was their destiny. And so, in the forest cabin, far from civilization, their story continued, filled with magic, mysteries, and endless possibilities.